And we are green. Evenly start inside line with the edge.
Mark Jackson just slower than Wesley Holland.
Drivers around the corners as long as they hit the
On lid. We're racing race number 1.
Over the Top Designs is one of the premier paint shops in all of iRacing. Do you need a special paint scheme for a new season, series, league, or special event? Well, Over the Top can take your design, your idea, your imagination, and create or recreate it into an eye-popping, one-of-a-kind special paint scheme. While we're speaking of one-of-a-kind, Over the Top offers the ability to capture that special moment, paint scheme, or accomplishment in iRacing by creating it into a custom die cast. Over the Top also offers custom logos, banners, and even hero cards. So go see John and the crew at Over the Top Design for all your needs. You can check them out on Facebook at Over the Top Designs. And remember, don't just look good, look over the top. Welcome and good evening, race fans, to another race here on Extreme Sim TV with the Loose Lug Nuts Racing Series. This is the Back to Blue Truck Series. This is the start of the chase, race number 1. So congratulations to all of those drivers out there who get a chance to race for a championship. I think that will be quite exciting. We're getting ready to go into qualifying right now. Bring up those points for you. These are your top 12 drivers. Sorry I didn't have a chance to actually set this up, but these are your top 12 drivers. Scott Patton is your current leader in points going into the chase. If you look over here, he has a 4-point advantage over Justin Michael. And it's Ken Richardson, Michael Jeans, Jason Lance, Andrew Schulte, Jeff Gilmore, Wally Tierheimer, Trent Drum, Jeremy Crandall, Judd Danielson, and Chris Bowles all made the chase. So congratulations to them, and hopefully we'll get to see them battle out and have some good racing tonight. Now, unfortunately, I had to join earlier to do some other things, so I will not be able to bring you qualifying tonight. We're just going to sit here and wait for qualifying to end. I, however, can bring up the qualifying times. So that will bring up the list of the drivers who are going to be able to qualify, with the exception of that guy there, the number 76. He won't be qualifying because he's up here in the booth talking to y'all. So, once again, congratulations to the top 12. They will be putting on a show for us tonight. And while they're putting on that show, they're also going to be trying to make themselves a little more points wise, put themselves in a little better position to advance to the round of 8. The way that they have this laid out is you have 2 races to do that. So there'll be 2 races in which each driver is able to try to get as many points moving forward. After these next 2 races, and I can bring that graphic up actually here. We are currently at Indianapolis, and then we'll be at Richmond. So after Richmond, there will be a cut. We'll take the top 8 drivers, and then Pocono and Vegas, and we'll take the top 4 drivers and head to Atlanta, and we'll crown a champion at Atlanta this year. So tonight these guys will be out here racing for as many points as they can possibly get, and you can see the lap times starting to come in. This is a little bit longer racetrack, so hopefully there won't be a lot of cautions, because cautions around this place kind of last a little bit longer. So for those of you that are new to Extreme Sim TV, the man that just put himself possibly on the pole, sitting first fastest right now, he's number 8 of James Lehman. Very, very quick driver. He has driven with loose lug nuts in the past, and it'll be interesting to see if he can hold up long term over the long run over some of these guys that have been so fast throughout the entire season. Just about 1 minute left here in qualifying. James Lehman has held on to that top spot. We're going to have I think we're going to have a 30 or a 31 car field tonight. Obviously not including myself, but I think we're going to have 30 or 31 trucks out there tonight. So that's very good, actually, because it can definitely shake up the points, make things very interesting. Got to finish well in these races if you're going to advance to the round of 8. So we'll see how that goes as we get ready to wrap up qualifying and crown ourselves a pole sitter. 2 of those names that we had mentioned, Scott Patton, Justin Michael, battling there for points. We'll probably bring that up multiple times throughout the evening, points, and just so you guys can kind of get a feel of where the points lay. And it looks like qualifying has completed. James Lehman does take the pole with the 52.468. Justin Michael will start to his outside with the 52.484. Give me 1 moment here. We'll wait for these guys to start to grid up. We'll get the camera on them, and then we'll get the starting grid. Having some technical difficulties right now. Go ahead and get rid of our qualifying. You have to give me a few seconds here, folks. Something has happened to my overlay. I do apologize. Get the overlay back up here momentarily. Again, apologies for any inconveniences. Alright, we're going to try to get through the grid real quick here. Lehman on the pole. Justin Michaels going to be to his outside. Then it's going to be Scott Patton, Jason Lance, Seth Ryder, and Ted Wade. Andrew Schulte, Brandon Thornhill, Michael Jeans, Jason Maines, Jeffrey Merck, Ken Richardson, Hermie Sadler, Vernon Markheim, Elliott Sadler, Ray Richer, Jeff Gilmore, Jared Daniels, Wally Tierheimer, Bruce Pearson, Calvin Miller, Trent Drum, Judd Danielson, Dodd Hodgkins, Brian Abbott, 26, Kerry Clear, Topper Dugas, James Haney, Jeremy Crandall, and Chris Wells. That is your qualifying grid tonight, as we are almost 3 wide going into turn number 1. A lot of trucks out there, a little bit of contact between James Lehman and Justin Michael. There'll be a lot of drafting down this long backstretch here as we get ready to enter turn number 3. Here comes Pat, and down to the inside, going to make it 3 wide going into turn number 3. Will it stick? Oh, Justin Michael gets up into the wall. James Lehman and Michaels is going around. He does save it. That should bring out a caution or not. Big problems for the 87 truck. A lot of damage on that truck. Back to the front. Scott Patton out in front now. Sorry folks, give me just a second, trying to come back from the freeze up that we had there. My apologies for that. We've got our ticker back up and running again. Like Jason Maines. I'm sorry, that is not Jason Maines, that's Seth Ryder. Seth Ryder in the number 2 truck has found his way to the front of the pack. very strange that there was not a caution thrown on that. On that incident there on that lap 1 going down into turns 1 and 2, or I'm sorry, 3. Have to look around and check out some of the different angles and where these guys are all at, because with that problem it kind of set a few cars a lot further back than you would have expected them to be. Biggest loser in all of this is that number 87 truck. Came in here, I believe, second in points is what I had showed. We'll go ahead and bring that image up here. Yeah, Justin Michael was second in points. He is now currently, as you can see, running 29th, while Scott Patton, all the way back towards the front of this field, is running second. That'll be a 27-point difference if things continue this way. No fast repairs tonight, so very, very interesting to see how this all is going to play out as we are running 70 laps here at this monstrous 2.5 mile speedway, the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Top 3 has not changed. We're gonna look at the number 8 truck there. He's 5th in line. He was part of that lap 1 incident with Scott Patton and Justin Michael. Look at Justin Michael continuing to fall back. Just does not have the speed. Now we're going to go ahead and take this back to lap 1. And we'll go ahead and fast forward it. You guys to watch this here. We'll go into a far chase. You can see just a little bit of contact there. Not sure who really would have been at fault. Can't really place any real blame on anybody, but here we go down into 3. Just a little bit of a line change. Maybe he didn't know he was out there, but regardless, Justin Michael currently running in the 29th position. Back up front, Scott Ryder still leading Scott Patton. Ted Wade running very strong in the 3rd position. Andrew Schulte in 4th. James Lehman running in 5th. Jason Lance back to 6th. Michael Jeans up to 7th. Brandon Thornhill running in the 8th position. 9th is Vernon Margheim. 10th, Jeffrey Mert. Jason Maines back in the 11th position. Ken Richardson 12th. Ray Richer 13th. Jeff Gilmore 14th. Jared Daniels 15th. Hermie Sadler in the 16th position. Wally Tierheimer 17th. Bruce Pearson 18th. Jamie Crandall 19th. Judd Danielson is in 20th. Trent Drum 21st. Topper Dugas 22nd. Brian Abbott 23rd. Calvin Miller 24th. 25th will be Chris Boyles. 26th will be James Haney. 27th will be Elliott Sadler. Todd Hoskins in 28th. 29th, Justin Michael. And Kerry Cleaver in 30th. Back to the front. Ted Wade is trying to get around Scott Patton and does. He's able to clear him as they come through turns 1, go into turn number 2. Scott Patton now falling back to the 3rd position. Andrew Schulte gonna try to catch on to some draft there and draft up to Scott Patton. The Jeans trying to claw his way back up to Jason Lance. As they run down the long backstretch, Seth Ryder continuing to lead. Ted Wade continuing to run in 2nd position. Scott Patton running in 3rd. Oh, James Lehman gets into the wall coming off turn number 2. Like Jeffrey Merck might be moving up. Currently in 8th position. A few laps ago, he was a little bit further back. Field looked like it got really spread out due to that incident with Justin Michael. Back up front, Ted Wade's trying to chase down Seth Ryder. Looks like Scott Patton's starting to lose the handle on that truck as he's starting to fall back. Andrew Schulte climbing up kind of more towards the front, towards the rear of that 46 truck. A lot of action going on down the backstretch right now as we look at Ken Richardson. All the way back in 25th, Elliott Sadler starting to kind of make his way forward a little bit here. He started deep in the field and is starting to work his way forward. Justin Michael badly damaged, 35 seconds back from the leader. Trying to do the best that he can. Gonna need a lot of help tonight. Andrew Schulte catching the back of that 46 truck. Not quite to him yet. Brandon Thornhill looks like he's moved up 1 position. Jason Maines coming up. Werner Markheim losing a couple, gained a few positions, now losing a couple of positions. Ken Richardson moving up. Ray Richer moving up. It looks like pit stops are underway here with just 13 laps in the books. Gonna start a pit sequence here. This should be pretty interesting. Like the front pack is really starting to pull away here. Might be a challenge here for the 6th position. Jeffrey Merck pulling in front of the number 8 of James Lehman. Lehman with a little bit of damage from the wall. Maybe some slight contact with Justin Michael, so that's slowing him down. See how long these guys up front stay out and run, while we have some of the drivers that were towards the back of the field. They'll come down pit road. Jeff Gilmore's one of those trucks. He's going to get lapped here as he's coming out of the pit exit. Scott Patton pulling to the inside of Ted Wade now. And is able to complete the pass. Scott Patton moving himself back up into the 2nd place position on the track. Here comes Kerry Cleaver down pit road. You'll see him on the entrance road there. You don't have to enter there, but he chose to, so. The Mains was on and off pit road much quicker. He is 44 seconds back. It's taken about 55 seconds to get around the racetrack right now. Jeff Gilmore 1 lap down to the leaders there, as you can see. Must have made a mistake on the pit stop there. Can definitely tell these trucks are getting a little bit tight. Seeing a lot of really close calls with that outside wall coming out of turn 2, which will also probably happen out of turn 4 here. As these trucks start to get tighter and tighter, they'll kind of push out to the wall. So lap 16 of 70 in the books. We're staying green flag. I know Justin Michael probably is not wanting that. He probably wants a chance to get in and fix his truck as best as he can under caution, get some fresh tires and come back out and try to make up as many positions as he can. As it stands, he will lose roughly 20 some positions. Going to set him 20 points back from another championship. He is a past champion here. Andrew Schulte finally getting to that back bumper once again. This time of Ted Wade instead of Andrew Schulte. Instead of Scott Patton. Jeff Gilmore on the fresher tires would have thought that he would be coming faster, but he's really not. Jason Lance about to be under fire from Jeffrey Merck. Jeffrey Merck definitely moving up, but he's kind of losing the leaders. He's 4 seconds back from the leaders right now, so let's see what will happen the longer this run goes. Michael Jeans sitting comfortably in the 7th position. James Lehman has now slipped back to the 8th position. Brandon Thornhill 9th. The 923 of Vernon Margon got really tight coming off the corner. Got the truck a little bit sideways. Ray Richer in 12th, and Hermie Sadler making his way up to 13th after being back in 16th at one point. Wally Tierheimer was down in 19th at one point. He's found his way up to 14th. Judd Danielson started 23rd, has worked his way up to 15th position. Here comes Judd Danielson, and no, looked like he was going to come down pit road. May have been going a little too fast, decided it wasn't a good idea, and decided to stay out. That's going to have him lose a couple positions to Jeremy Crandall and Jared Daniels in that Global Poker camo colored truck there. Topper Dugas out there running 18th, moving on up from the 28th position. Elliott Sadler starting in 30th has worked his way up to 19th. Bruce Pearson now being shown in the 20th position. Chris Walls 21st in the Quality Care Ford F-150. Even says Ford Credit on the side of that one. Couple more takers down pit road. The 977 of Calvin Miller is in 22nd. We're going to have a change of positions here. Now up into 21st. James Haney 22nd. Trent Drum 23rd. Bruce Pearson came down pit road. Dot Hoskins down pit road now. Justin Michaels will hit pit road with the leaders coming in. One of the leaders coming in right behind him. Very unfortunate for Justin Michael. I'm sure he was hoping for caution, but it just did not come. And Brian Abbott is being scored 29th, but as pits cycle through, that will probably change as we have some action down towards the entrance to pit road, but they all get it straightened out. More cars coming down pit road. Gonna kind of expect to see the leaders possibly coming in this time by. Scott Patton inherited the lead when Seth Ryder pitted. We'll see if he pits this time, and he does. We'll see if they can both. Here comes Andrew Schulte with them, see if they can get it down to speed. Not sure. Don't know if they made it down to speed or not. Jeffrey Merck down pit road as well. Jason Lance, James Lehman, Brandon Thornhill, Wally Tierheimer, bunch of smoke there. Jeremy Crandall, Topper Dugas, Elliott Sadler, James Haney coming down pit road. And that will leave Seth Ryder coming out of turn 4 in 14th position. Probably going to make up all of those positions all that time and jump to the top of the leaderboard here as we watch and see. Here comes Patton out pit road. He's definitely not going to be able to get up to the speed of the number 2 truck. There will be a slight gap or a drastic gap, one of the two. Michael Jeans now down pit road as he gives up the lead. Vernon Margheim as well. That will cycle Seth Ryder to the front of the field as he is closing in on Justin Michael. Justin Michael doing everything that he can, I'm sure, to try to stay on the lead lap, but with as much damage as he had, it's virtually impossible, unfortunately. So Seth Ryder taking over the top spot. Here comes Scott Patton, about 1.5 seconds back off Seth Ryder. And Andrew Schulte is 2.3 seconds back. Ted Wade is now, waiting for the scoring. He's 1.2 seconds back from Andrew Schulte. Jason Maines right there as well. Here comes Jeffrey Merck trying to make a pass on Jason Maines down the backstretch. Look at Ted Wade. If we get a chance to see, looks like his right front tire is sticking out. Looks like he may have taken some damage somewhere around the track or on the track, maybe during pit stops. I'm not sure, but it's like Wade may have taken some damage that's gonna slow him down. You'll see Jeffrey Merck probably catch him in quite a hurry. Jeffrey Merck passing Justin Michael. Justin Michael, the only truck one lap down. So if a caution were to come out, Justin Michael can get his lap back and go to work on that truck. Back up front, you got Seth Ryder being chased down by Scott Patton, who's 1 second behind him, 3.5 seconds back. Andrew Schulte, Ted Wade now 6.2, with Jeffrey Mert gaining on him very quickly. Ted Wade pulls down. There won't be any drafting help down the front stretch. We'll tuck in behind and try to get a little bit of draft off Jeffrey Mert here. Means Jason Maines and James Lehman are now 6th and 7th. Jason Lance 8th. Michael Jeans 9th. We'll flash the graphic for the points once again. Scott Patton, Justin Michael, Ken Richardson, Michael Jeans, Jason Lance, Andrew Schulte, Jeff Gilmore, Wally Tierheimer, Trent Drum, Jeremy Crandall, and Judd Danielson and Chris Voiles. I'll take that down, and I also have it over here beside me. We'll focus on each one of these drivers and tell you where they are on the field. Obviously, your points leader right now, Scott Patton, running currently 2nd place. Justin Michael being shown 1 lap down in 29th position. If there's no caution, they run this thing all the way through. Definitely going to hurt Justin. He's going to have a whole lot of help next week. Next driver in line right now, currently 3rd in points, would be Ken Richardson. He's running 11th, so not really a horrible night for him, but he's in 11th position, so he is currently the 2nd highest so far out of your chase drivers. Then we look at Michael Jeans. Michael Jeans is just 1 truck in front of Ken Richardson in the 10th position. That makes him the next highest finishing or running driver. Jump 2 spots forward, Jason Lance currently showing 5th in the points. He is being scored 8th on the track. Brandon Thornhill, not in the chase, is trying to chase down late Jason Lance. Then we go to Andrew Schulte, who is being scored 5th, tied with Jason Lance in the points. He's currently running 3rd. So good points night for Andrew Schulte if he wants to try to move forward. Next driver in line, Jeff Gilmore, running 7th in points, currently running 18th on the track. Gilmore could definitely make up some points here on a few people if he can get a few more positions. Then you've got Wally Tierheimer, who is running 13th with just a couple trucks in front of him. He could hop himself up into the 11th position and gain a few more points. So Wally currently being shown 8th in points. Of course, this is not with this race included, but running in the 13th position, so that should help his points cause. Then you have Trent Drum, currently 9th in points, and Trent is running out there on the track in the 26th position. So Trent giving up some points here. Looks like he's got a little bit of damage in the rear that may be affecting him tonight. And then you have Jeremy Crandall in 10th place in points, but on track he is running in the 22nd position. Then you jump to our 11th place in points is Judd Danielson. As actually Jeremy Crandall gets loose, gets into the wall, goes down, and actually goes down to the pit road entry to save the truck. Very good job not bringing out the caution. As I was saying, Judd Danielson is currently running in the 20th position, right there with Jeff Gilmore actually. He's 11th in points, and our 12th and final challenger in the chase here, Chris Voiles, 12th in points, running 17th on the track. So big shakeup going to happen tonight in the points. If this was the last lap of the race, it would be a huge shakeup. I have to wait and see how this is all going to play out. But Werner Margheim going to try to make a pass here on Ken Richardson, does so and brings Chris Voiles with him. And Ken Richardson actually coming down to pit road. Looks like maybe a couple more trucks down pit road as well. Meanwhile, back up at the front, Seth Ryder continuing to lead, but Scott Patton wants to have something to say about that. He's currently running about 0.3 of a second behind the leader. So he's going to give Seth Ryder a challenge here, I would say. Andrew Schulte 3 seconds back from Mr. Ryder and Mr. Patton. Jeffrey Merck 4.5 seconds back from Ryder, 1.5 seconds back from Schulte. So it looks like he may be closing the gap overall, actually. He was about 6 seconds back at the beginning of the run. He's brought that down to about 4.5. Last lap, he was one of the faster trucks out on the speedway. So Jeffrey Merck trying to make up some time as he continues on, marching forward. Go back and check out this lead, this battle for the lead. Scott Patton, Seth Ryder. Trent Drum now in danger of going a lap down. That will be for the 22nd position. Justin Michaels' hopes for being the first truck a lap down and getting his lap back have pretty much gone out the window. Ryder able to pull a little bit of an advantage there with that lap traffic of Trent Drum being there. Take a look and see where Justin Michael is. Justin Michael is in turn number 4, while Seth Ryder at the same time is on the backstretch. So Justin doing a little better job here of keeping up a little bit better speed, but his last lap was a 57-second lap. The leaders are running 54-second laps, so it's going to be very difficult for most of these guys to actually stay. And surprise, somebody pitting a little earlier than I expected. Got Andrew Schulte coming down pit road right now. I think he's going to try to do a strategy on a tire stop to gain on those leaders. Continue to be impressed by the number 60 truck, not in the points championship, but he was 4.3 seconds back when I looked at it, but now it's 4.6, now 4.5. He had been consistently running just touch faster laps than everyone in front of him. Scott Patton has caught up to the number 2 truck of Seth Ryder. Watch for some pit stops to be coming up from our front runners. About to get into some lap traffic here with Jeremy Crandall just in front of your leader. We'll see if that has any effect or any bearing on what's going to happen here I don't think that the preferred line was there for the number 2, but it didn't really seem to allow the 46 to really do much of anything with it. So lap traffic there was definitely not an issue. As we see more trucks coming off pit road. Many of these guys are on varying strategies. It'll be interesting to see once we cycle through to see where Andrew Schulte ends up being. I'll wiggle out of the 73 truck. Looks like he's got it under control here. As Brian Abbott makes his way down pit road here. Gonna pull into his spot, get some new tires, fill it up with fuel. Scott Patton can get to the number 2 but can't get around him. He can stay within striking distance but just cannot seem to do anything with that truck. Lap traffic may play a role here. Didn't seem to hurt either one of those 2 trucks. See what Jeffrey Merck is doing. He had been moving up, and I wasn't going to talk about it, but I think he was 4.2 seconds back. He's now being shown 4.8 seconds back, so he has lost some time somewhere here on track. Scott Patton getting close again. Justin Michael has taken it to the garage. Scott Ryder still out in front. Here comes, looks like maybe Judd Danielson or Ray Richer. Ray Richer coming down pit road. Something definitely off on the 60 truck. He is now 5.5 seconds back. I don't really see any damage on the truck, so I'm assuming that maybe his tires are just giving up and maybe he ran a little too hard too early. Some of these drivers closing in on what would be their second pit stop, and others like this guy right here will probably be out for a little while longer. Not positive, but I think Michael Jeans may be trying to do a different strategy than everybody else. He stayed out the longest. He is currently on his 16th lap. The leaders stayed out 1 lap less. Seth Ryder actually stayed out 1 less than Patton. And actually, we have a challenge for the lead here. Scott Patton taking it to the inside of the number 2. Number 2 gets a better run off of the outside there. Very surprising to say the least. Usually when you get up that high, it's very difficult to hold on to the truck, but Seth Ryder doing a very good job, holds off that attack from Scott Patton, and basically we're going to go back at it again here at some point. All things being equal, I believe they pitted around, well, Ryder pitted 19 laps ago, so basically here he comes. Well, I was just going to say, kind of expect him at some point here. With Patton, I'm not sure what the benefit is to staying out longer. really is, to be honest. He can't make it all the way on fuel. So, and getting on and off pit road, you don't lose a lap. The only thing would be is if a caution came out, you're pretty much guaranteed that first position. Well, not guaranteed, because you'd have to lap them. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see when Scott Patton decides to pit here. If it's this lap, no, he's gonna keep it out there. With Scott Patton staying out on the racetrack, but Jeffrey Merck in second position is going to go ahead and give up second position and come on down pit road, get some fuel and tires. That'll move Brandon Thornhill now up into third position. Actually, it'll move Brandon up into the second position as he passes Jeffrey Merck. Brandon Thornhill quietly moving on up. Topper Dugas now being shown third on the track. Now this is all due to pit stops. Got to wait for everybody to cycle through, but once everyone cycles through, it'll be kind of a different story. Interesting development. I said, I wonder what the short pit would do. Well, there it is. Andrew Schulte is there. And that is Seth Ryder behind him. So Schulte pitted early, made up quite a bit of time because he was a few seconds back with the newer tires, but now Ryder's going to come back on his newer tires. And the question will be, at the end of Andrew's run, was it worth it? Will he still be 3 seconds back like he was, or will he be much further back? That will be the question. Brandon Thornhill comes down pit road, as well as Scott Patton. Michael Jean stays out. So in order for Michael Jeans to really make this work, he's trying to do a two-stop strategy. He's going to have to stretch this quite a ways. And with the chance of us going green flag to the end, I'd be saving if I was him. He is gonna come to complete his 21st lap right now, and there will be 26 to go at the line. So if he could possibly make 2 more laps, he could actually make this a fuel strategy race and possibly win it that way. We'll have to wait and see. We'll kind of stay with Michael Jeans here for a little bit and see what he does. We know he can make 21 because he did that once already. And he stays out 1 more lap. That will put him at 22 laps this time by. So basically we know he can make 23. So that'll be 46. With 20, basically call it 25 because you got to make it to the end. Got to make it to the end of 70, so it's technically 71. Going to be very interesting here. I think Jeans will have to make it at least 1 more lap here, or he's gonna have to save like crazy on the last run, which when you're running 50-second laps, you give up quite a bit of time. and he will come down pit road this time. So his stint was 23 laps. He'll make it 47 laps, basically 47 of 70. He'll have a 24 lap run to make the end of the race, and he is going to give up a ton of time because he was saving fuel. So we'll kind of see where he comes out and where things kind of land. But big story right now, Seth Ryder overtakes the first position now. He has a 4.8 second gap over Scott Patton. Andrew Schulte has fallen 8 seconds back and is actually going to lose the third place position to Jeffrey Merck, as we just watched it happen right there on camera. So Jeffrey Merck moving forward, but he is 8 seconds back, so he lost time to your leader as well. He was about 5 seconds back when the leader pitted, and that was just 1 lap earlier, and he is now 8 seconds back. For anybody wondering, we can take a look back and see where let's take a look and see where Michael Jeans came out. Michael Jeans came out, and he is being shown 1 lap down, and he's the first. Yep, he's the first truck a lap down. He has 1 lap on his tires. Seth Ryder, Scott Patton, they have 7 and 5. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but you're at a big speedway, and it does chew up the tires. So it'll be interesting to see what Jeans does here. Being this far back, being a lap down, the leader can actually pit and come back out in front. So I don't think that this is going to work out the way that Michael Jeans had possibly thought it would. Sometimes speed trumps strategy, and in this case, I think that may hold true. We'll see. There's no guarantees, but I think that we'll see if Michael Jean's going to push it and then save at the end, or what he's going to do. But regardless, Scott Patton, 2nd place, 4 seconds back. Jeffrey Merck, 3rd. Andrew Schulte, 4th. Ted Wade, 5th. Jason Maines now up into 6th place. Jared Daniels, 7th. James Lehman, 8th. Ken Richardson in 9th. Brandon Thornhill now being shown in the top 10. Hermie Sadler being shown 11th. Wally Tierheimer, 12th. Elliott Sadler, 13th. Pepper Dugas, 14th. Chris Foyles, 15th. Jeff Gilmore is in the 16th position. First car 1 lap down. Michael Jeans, right there on your screen, right there with the leader. So he's going to go up there and maybe try to harass the leader a little bit. Or maybe he's just going to draft off him for a whole lot of laps. Not sure, but Michael Jeans, 17th position. First car lap down. Then you got Judd Danielson in 18th. You got Brian Abbott in 19th. Ray Richer in 20th. James Haney 21st. Vernon Markheim back to 22nd. Must have had some kind of an issue because he was running up in the top 15 for sure. Bruce Pearson running 23rd. Todd Hoskins doing a little blip on the screen there, running in 23rd. Jeremy Crandall 25th. Trent Drum 26th. Jason Lance 27th position. Something happened to Jason Lance. He was running in the top 10 through both of those runs, I believe. So not sure exactly what has happened to Jason Lance, but something drastic has happened because he is now being shown in the 28th position, 1 lap down. Your leader just put down yet another truck as he now laps up to the 15th position. And here come a bunch of cars for their final pit stop. When will they all pit? That is the question. Ryder out in front, Scott Patton right there. 3.7 seconds is all he's managed to make up. Here comes Andrew Schulte off his pit stop. That puts him 1 lap down, but he will race back past Scott Patton and then set his sights on getting a lap back from the leader. I think if I'm Scott Patton, I'm pitting early. That's just me. He's pretty good on the long run. Get in, get your tires, come back out, and try to make the final run. Now, the other thing is, you guys only had 2 sets of tires, so who knows who had what tires for how long. Scott Patton may be on old tires. Jeffrey Merck may be on old tires. I'm not sure. Or they may all be on... They all might end up racing on old tires for this last run here. It'll be interesting to see. Jeffrey Merck made up quite a bit of time. He was 8.8 seconds back. He's now 6.8 seconds back. So that's pretty interesting. Jason Maines just came out of just going into the pits. Actually, sorry. Goes a lap down. Now, this should all cycle through. So when the number 2, 46, 60, 50, and the number 8 truck, when they pit, most of these guys will get back on the lead lap. But currently, Andrew Schulte is the first car, first truck, 1 lap down as he passes Scott Patton. So interesting. Who has tires left? Who does not have tires left? Here comes Scott Patton. He's going to pit earlier. We didn't watch anything before. We'll watch it this time just for curiosity. We'll see if Scott Patton is a fuel only stop here or if he ends up taking tires. Patton getting ready to swing into his box. We'll watch and see. I don't see the truck going up on either side. It's a gas and go. So Scott Patton will be racing on old tires. He is out and away. Seth Ryder continuing to lead. Here comes Jeffrey Merck. Now 7.2 seconds back. I'm curious to see if anybody up front has tires left. And can Michael Jeans make it? That's really the real question. And is he close enough? I don't believe so. I think he's like a lap and a half behind here. Scott Patton in and out, now being shown in the 3rd position. So Jared Daniels still out there. He will have to pit yet. Andrew Schulte has pitted, and he's going to make a run on the leader to try to get his lap back, and does so. The 44 also getting one of his laps back by passing that number 2 truck out there on the track. We'll see when the... Looks like maybe the 2 truck just going to run it towards the end and maybe just take fuel right at the very end of this thing. Jeffrey Merck might be under the same strategy. So Andrew Schulte on the backstretch just in front of the leader. Probably took care of his stuff, not sure, but probably took care of his stuff. So we'll see when Seth Ryder decides to come down pit road, when he comes back out, where Andrew Schulte is going to kind of, where he's going to be in all of this. Now we know that Scott Patton's already pitted. So if we look at where Andrew Schulte is right now, the start-finish line, and then we look at Scott Patton coming out of turn 2, I expect that Andrew Schulte is going to be that far behind, and I expect that Seth Ryder will be either just in front of Scott Patton or somewhere in the neighborhood of Scott Patton. But I would really like to know if anybody has a set of tires left. I don't believe they do, but it would be cool to know that. Getting into some more action throughout the field here. Got good racing going on throughout. There's some lap traffic, but there is still some really good racing. Looks like the 85. I think it's the 85 or Judd Danielson. Yes. Excuse me. All over the back end of Scott Patton. I think the 85 actually saved a set of tires, had a set of tires, and he's gonna try to unlap himself here and go around Scott Patton. And the 85 truck does get, well, almost around him. Does get around him. Starting to pull away a little bit. Scott Patton will probably try to fall in behind and see if he can make up any time. It's always nice to have a little bit faster vehicle out in front of you that you can try to draft off of. Meanwhile, your leader, Seth Ryder, still out there turning laps. Oh, here he comes down pit road. So we'll see if this is a tire stop or a no tire stop, but just when he crosses the line, it's actually just going to be 10 laps to go. 10 laps a long time here, though. We should see Jeffrey Merck. Jeffrey Merck has gone on by. He has chosen to stay out. We zoom up on there. I don't see the truck up at all. Fuel and away. So we will watch here. See where Scott Patton is currently. Coming through turns 1 and 2. About to exit corner number 2. And I think Seth and Scott are going to be pretty close to each other as they come out here on the track. Seth trying to get up to speed. Patton at full speed trying to get up to that back bumper of the number 2 truck. Is going to get there, but not going to be able to get around him. With Scott Patton pitting a little bit early, was able to shave off some time there and make up that distance, that gap between he and Ryder, making this for an interesting 8 laps to go. However, Jeffrey Merck was still out on the racetrack. Sorry, no longer out there on the racetrack. He's going to come down pit road, get his fuel, come back out. See where I think Jeffrey Merck will probably end up staying in the 3rd position, but we got to go back to the front and see if Scott Patton can do anything with Seth Ryder here. We'll run through the field one more time because we got 9 laps to go. Looks like Seth Ryder might be pulling away just a little bit. We'll start at the back of the pack with Dodd Hoskins, who's actually in the 28th position right there with the leaders. Then Calvin Miller being shown in the 27th position. James Haney, 26th. Bruce Pearson, 25th position. Jason Lance has clawed his way back up a few positions, up to 24th. Trent Drum, 23rd. Ray Richard, 22nd. Brian Abbott, 21st. Jeremy Crandall, 20th. Chris Voiles, 19th. Jeffrey Gilmore, 18th. Judd Danielson in the 17th position. He is now the last truck on the lead lap. Wally Tierheimer is 16th. Hermie Sadler is 15th. Jared Daniels, after his pit stop, comes back out in the 14th position. Werner Martin, 13th. James Lehman has fallen back to 12th. Michael Jeans holding on to 11th. Topper Dugas, 10th. Brandon Thornhill up to 9th. Elliott Sadler all the way from 30th position up to 8th position. Unfortunately, he's 42 seconds back. Ken Richardson in 7th. Got to check the lead. Got to check the battle for the lead here as Patton's trying to put some pressure on the 2. We'll go back here momentarily as the gap opens up just a little bit. We'll go back now to Ken Richardson up in the 7th position. Ed Wade in 6th. Jason Maines in the 5th position. Andrew Schulte 4th. For just clarification purposes, Andrew Schulte is 12 seconds back. Jeffrey Merck in 3rd is 7 seconds back. Scott Patton challenging for the lead through turns 3 and 4. Actually, through 4, excuse me. Side by side, down they go. This may be a different story now on older tires. Seth Ryder was able to hold the outside line. We'll see if he's able to do the same this time, and does hold the outside line. We'll see what happens through turns 2 here. Ryder able to hold very well on that outside. Almost gets the wall, but he's holding that outside very well. Scott Patton on the inside. Drag race down the backstretch as we go into turn number 3. Scott Patton drives it down low. And the 2 truck is going to do somewhat of almost a crossover of sorts. Gets right to the back bumper, tries to get the 46 loose, is going to draw right beside him. Drag race down the front stretch as we get ready to go. 5 laps to go here. The 2 truck, the 46 truck, just opposite of what they were a lap ago. 46 truck says, I don't want any of that. Gets to his back bumper. Gets to his back bumper again. No touching, but getting really close to that back bumper. Patton just does not have the drive off that the 2 truck did there as he falls back a little bit. You can see the trucks in the background. That's Jeffrey Merck, 6.4 seconds back. The question will be, does Scott Patton have anything left in that truck? Did he just burn up the tires trying one last time to get around the 2 truck? Or can he get back to him? It looks to me like Scott Patton's slipping back. I won't count him out. It's only 0.2 of a second gap, but definitely not as close as he was. As now we're down to 4 laps to go. Scott Patton's going to have to figure out when he wants to make his move and how he wants to do it. if there is anything left in that truck. The gap is stable at 0.2 seconds. Ryder trying to open up that gap by swerving around and breaking the draft. Patton casually following him as they turn down into turn number 4, coming off of 4. It'll be just 3 laps to go when they get to the start-finish line, and here comes the wiggle again. You'll see the wiggle to break the draft. Patton will go to the outside. Gets a very nice line through 1. Gap is 0.1, now 0.2. It was 0.15, now it's 0.2. Back to 0.15. 3 laps to go here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Your leader, Seth Ryder, Scott Patton in second position. Coming through turns number 4, down the front stretch they'll go. There will be 2 laps to go. The gap's right there at 0.15. 0.183 now. Across the start-finish line. 2 laps to go. Patton looking for anything, any reason for the two to make just a little bit of a bobble to where he can get underneath him. Not going to happen through this turn. Patton did not get a good run through the center of that corner. He will draw a little bit closer to him down the backstretch. Patton all over his rear bumper as they go in to turn number 3. I think they both had to let off a little bit. I think they're kind of, I don't know. There's some interesting games being played there by the front 2. Be careful not to wreck each other here on the last lap. Gap is 0.15, so it's all on Patton here to make some kind of moves, make something happen. Patton desperately making moves here. The final lap here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and I think the goose may be cooked. I'm not positive, but the goose may be cooked here. I think Patton's would have to do something very drastic here. Don't think that he can close the gap. Does get into the wall a little bit, slows him down just a tad, and I think that's going to be enough for Seth Ryder. Coming off turn 4, coming to the checkered flag. It's going to be Seth Ryder taking the win here tonight in the Loose Lug Nuts Back the Blue Truck Series. Scott Patton will take second, and Jeffrey Merck will finish third. Michael Jeans on the backstretch looking to try to bring this thing home. He's going to make an attempt to pass the 86, but this will not be for position. Question was, could he make it or not? He's shaking the truck. I think he's running out of fuel. Nah, he's under full power. He's just shaking the truck to be goofy. I heard that truck make a noise. Well, maybe he did run out. All right, folks. Well, we'll run down the running order here momentarily. We'll start getting the drivers up here and ready for their interviews. Your unofficial race results at the top of the screen. All right, let's go through our unofficial results and then we'll get into our driver interviews. Taking the win tonight, Seth Ryder. Patton finishing second, Merck finishing third, Schulte fourth, Maines fifth, Wade sixth, Sadler seventh, Richardson eighth, Lehman ninth, Douglas 10th. Thornhill comes across 11th, Michael Jeans 12th, Danielson and 13th. I'm sorry, Daniels, not Danielson. 13th, 14th will go to Hermie Sadler. Wally Tierheimer will come across in 15th. 16th will be Judd Danielson. 17th will be Brian Abbott. 18th, Vernon Margheim. 19th, Jeff Gilmore. And 20th, Chris Boyles. 21st will be Richer. 22nd, Pearson. 23rd, Lance. 24th, Haney. Randall, 25th. Miller comes home 26th, Drum 27th, Hoskins 28th, Michaels 29th, and Cleaver 30th. Those are your unofficial race results. As we get ready to pull up our third place finisher tonight, driving the number 60 car. We're going to drag up Jeffrey Merck and see if he's got a copy. Merck, you got a copy?
I do, Mr. Klein.
All right, sir. Well, pretty impressive runs out there tonight. Look like towards the end of most of the runs, most of your runs, you would close in. There was one where we saw you kind of close in, but then you kind of fell back towards the end. What was it like out there tonight? Were the trucks just giving out early, or was it just driving, or you know?
No, if you took care of your stuff early, it would stay pretty consistent throughout the run. I think. I just think the two guys up front, they were the class of the field tonight, and I just didn't have anything for. Plus, also on that first lap, when all them cars up front got sideways and were sliding around, a lot of us back in the pack had to really get off the gas to miss it. And we lost so much ground, you could never make it back up, really.
Talk to us a little bit about that, because I expected a caution. I really did. I mean, Justin Michaels was basically stopped up there against the wall, and now that's what it looked like from our angle in real time. Maybe he was moving a little faster, but that one definitely, and not to, I'm not crapping on iRacing here, but we've seen this kind of stuff before. I really think that should have been a caution.
Yeah, I was talking to the guys actually over the race chat, because I'm a race admin, about actually throwing one. Because I saw the gap that it just jumbled the field way up. All the guys in the back got a real bad disadvantage, but then the guys keyed up over the radio and said nobody got stopped or anything. So I used my better judgment and said, well, then we'll just stay green then. And it was another caution-free race here at Loose Lug Nuts.
Yep, I was actually just going to say that, so you take care of that for me. Well, you come home in third place. We'll wrap this interview up. Got anybody you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Yeah, the big boss man, John Hendrick, for painting this camouflage truck here. Don't look your best, look over the top. Go look up over the top designs. John Hendrick will do a great job for you. He's also the team owner. My teammates, Ronald Klein up there in the booth tonight, Brandon Thornhill, Mitchell Reeves, satellite teammate Randy Squeak Arms. All those guys always do a great job of sharing information and helping everybody get faster.
Copy that. Don't forget to thank the wife.
And don't forget the loving wife inside there watching the race. She wished me good luck tonight, so I think that's why I finished third. And a special shout out to Scooter. He knows what I'm talking about.
Copy that. Well, congratulations on a third place finish, and we'll see you on Saturday.
See ya.
All right, finishing in the coveted number 2 position. I know he couldn't have asked for anything more tonight. We've got Scott Patton up in the booth with us. Scott, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Ron.
Well, I know you're just ecstatic for that second place finish. I knew you didn't want any more than that because you just, definitely you definitely were not pushing it hard enough to actually want to win the race. We could tell by those last
No.
laps.
You know what it was, Ron? Is there's too many win stickers on the G post there, and I just ran out of room. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit behind Seth because we have no more room up here. So.
Copy that. Copy that. No, but realistically, we did see you guys putting on a heck of a show. Now, I gotta ask, did you make the move too early and burn up some tire, or could you just not get back to that situation because you had done it and he knew how to defend it?
I think it's more the second case there where he knew how to defend it. He's obviously a phenomenal driver as is. So, the one thing that did kind of work in my favor was that short pitting. My idea was I was running 3 seconds behind him, not really gaining anything in the middle of the race there. And I thought, you know what, I think this is going to stay green the whole time. Why don't we just short pit, take our 5 gallons of fuel? I ran some numbers in the middle of the race on my notepad here, so I was figuring out to the 10th what I could take to have the minimum time on pit road. And then when he ultimately came in, we came out 2/10 behind him. So we made up 3 seconds just by kind of playing that mental game. So I think that was kind of a win in our strategy book. But yes, it was awesome racing Seth there and bumper to bumper. I was scraping the wall in the end there, getting everything I could out of it.
Yeah, I kind of saw going into 3, you were kind of in a little bit of trouble, and then you touched the wall. I mean, in my opinion, if you weren't right on his bumper going into 3, it was pretty much over because you would have had to been on his bumper going into 3, run it hard, wide, or whatever, and then cut underneath, or get real gutsy and try to take it to the outside, which I am going to say that I'm very shocked that both of you held on the outside as long as you did. He did it much longer when you guys raced side by side for those couple laps with, under 10 to go. I really thought at that point, to be honest, that if you got underneath him and you were faster, that you'd be able to pull away from him. But he hung right there with you on the outside for a couple laps, and then he just crossed you over. So, obviously kudos to him on the win. Kudos to you on putting on a fantastic show with him and coming home second here in the first race of the chase. So talk a little bit about that. I mean, obviously I know a win, whatever that helps you out. But on the other side of things, you finished second in the first chase of first race of the chase. If you, I don't even know where all of your competitors really. I know Schulte's in there, so he finished like 4th. I think Maines is in it, Wade's in it, so that was 4th, 5th, and 6th. And then some of the other guys that are in the chase, they had bad nights, especially Justin. Justin had a really bad night. You made a bold move going into 3. You guys were 3 wide and something happened. I don't think I'd have to go back and watch the replay. We kind of looked at it, but I didn't slow it way down or anything. And it just looked like there was some contact.
Yeah, I was taking a look there. I think I looked on the start too because we got an awesome start there, and then I backed out of that one. Then I went back down the straightaway, got an awesome run again, and just kind of trying to put on a good show. And I was bottom of 3. Justin's on the top, and he actually radioed to me. He's like, "Hey, you lifting? You lifting?" I was like, "Yes." And I think he had the same plan, so we ended up, And then was it Lyman or Layman? I'm not sure who that was. Justin, or I'm not sure who that was in the middle there, but
it was Layman.
I think they got together. But my idea was to just kind of take a peek and then back it way off and just kind of cruise the bottom and make sure I don't drift up into those guys. Was the most critical part of that whole thing. But
well, roger that. Again, thank you for putting on a good show. Anybody you want to give a shout out tonight?
Sure. Just you guys at Extreme Sim TV. Enjoy watching the broadcasts. And Northeast Motorsports Museum here. And Stone River Outfitters, of course, on the quarter panels. I think that's about it for this week. And good run for Bandit Motorsports. Andrew got 4th there, and we're going to hopefully give him a good run tomorrow. Bandit Motorsports running in the 24 as well. So I'll be running with my old team, Crankenstein team, but Bandit will be putting on a team for the 24 tomorrow.
We'll copy that. Congratulations on the second place finish tonight. Good points tonight for you. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Ron. See you, buddy.
All right, and your winner this evening driving the 247 officially, but it actually has the number 2 on the side of that truck. We're going to talk to our winner, Seth Ryder. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. Well, you definitely seem like you got some things figured out here over at Loose Lug Nuts. You've been very consistent, very, very quick. We got you in virtual winner circle here. So talk to me about your night tonight.
Well, it was a long night. It was really tough. I was pretty sure on the strategy. I knew we'd have to, that last stop had to be really, really good because it was just a fuel only stop, and Scott gave me an absolute run for my money. He was on 2 lap fresher tires. He saved a bit more fuel. I was defending with my life. The track was really, really tight, especially if there's a lot of aero push, so I really wanted to make sure I stayed in clean air, stayed up front. So that was super important, was keeping in the clean air. But he gave me a run for my money, and really happy to finally get a win here. It's a lot of fun.
Well, you guys made it look like a whole lot of fun. You know, it wasn't that I was rooting against you. It was more of like I was rooting for an exciting finish. And you guys kind of put on that show. I think with about 8 laps ago or so, you guys started getting side by side and raced side by side for, I think, a couple laps. And I mean, I don't think that I've seen side by side racing at Indianapolis the whole time I've been on. Now, I could, a corner or something like that, that's fine. But the whole way around for like 2 laps, I think you guys did it. And then Scott finally got back by you, or got by you, not back by you, but he got by you. And then immediately you were able to kind of cross him over, get underneath him on the front stretch. And it didn't look like Scott wanted to try to run the outside. He just kind of fell back to the inside. And it looked to me like you went into full defensive mode. You were trying to make that truck about 3 truck lengths wide.
Yeah, absolutely. It was tough. I was actually pretty confident running the top side here. I knew everyone would get, if you kind of pinched them down, it would get them really, take all the air off their nose and get them really tight on the bottom. And as long as you moved up a bit, give them enough room, you could get the drive off. When he did get by me, I was really, really concerned that I was going to get in his dirty air and not be able to get a big enough run. So I had to take that crossover no matter what. So I was fully committed to that. And luckily, he didn't defend it too hard. It seemed like he wasn't too confident running that top side. But I was able to hold it for a few laps there. It was tough, but we gave each other enough room. He raced me super clean, so I really appreciate that. And he was able to get it in the end. I think he overdrove one corner after I got back to the lead. And the top side came through for me there.
Well, copy that. Congratulations to you and your teammates over there at Elliott Sadler Esports. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, of course. I got to thank HCR Towing for sponsoring my truck, my Cup car through the NIS season. All the boys at Sadler Esports, Elliott, Ashton, Garrett, Michael, all the ones who help build the trucks over there. We're getting ready for the upcoming Coke season. Our upcoming sponsors, OfferPad, Nutrient, AG Solutions. Really happy to have them on board, and we're really excited. And appreciate everyone back at the shop.
Alrighty, folks, there's your winner tonight, Seth Ryder, putting on a heck of a show here at Indianapolis. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, and that is going to wrap it up for this evening. We have talked about who finished where. We talked about points. You can check out the point standings on the Loose Lug Nuts Facebook page. If you're not a part of that page, you can check it out. Also, Extreme Sim TV will be back covering Loose Lug Nuts on Sunday night in the Cup Series. We do have broadcasting between me and another broadcast partner throughout the week, so you can get plenty of racing to hear your addiction here at Extreme Sim TV. With that being said, we would like to say thank you for tuning in tonight. I hope you enjoyed the race, and we'll see you next week.
And we are green. Evenly start inside line with the edge.
Mark Jackson just slower than Wesley Holland.
Drivers around the corners as long as they hit their... Yeah.